Assalamu alaikum 6th class. This is your science lecture as we were reading chapter number 2 life and living things, in which we read about the life process of different living things. We have learned that all living things have 7 characteristics. What are these characteristics? First characteristic is feeding. All living organisms feed to get energy. Second is growth. All living organisms, plants, and animals grow throughout their life. Third characteristic is excretion. Excretion is the removal of waste materials that are produced in our body, in the body of living organism. Next one is movement. All organisms move by using their legs, wings, or fins. Next is response. All living organisms respond to the stimulus and responds to the things that are happening in the environment. For this response, they have responding organs, they have sense organs. Next is reproduction. Reproduction is the main characteristics of living organisms, in which all living organisms produce their new generations. And last one is respiration. Respiration is the process in which energy is released from the food that we eat. This was our previous lecture, and today our topic is cells. So today we are going to talk about cells. Students, what are cells? Cells are the structure and functional unit of life. All living things are made up of one or more cells because cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Without cells, life is impossible. That's why all living things are made up of one or more cells. Some living things such as bacteria exist as a single cell. These are called unicellular organisms. Uni means one and cellular means cell, means one cell. And that organism which have one cell is called unicellular organism. For example, bacteria is a unicellular organism. Most animals and plants, however, are made up of millions of cells joined together. These are called multicellular organisms. Multi means many and cellular means cell, means many cells. That organism which are made up of more than one cells, means made up of many cells, are called multicellular organisms. For example, animals and plants are multicellular organisms because they have more than one cells. So this is the difference between unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Cells are microscopic. What is microscopic? Microscopic is the things that cannot be seen through a human eyes. So we use microscope to see these things. That's why these things are called microscopic. So cells are microscopic things that we will see cells through a microscope. This means they are very tiny and can only be seen by using a microscope. When you look at an object through a microscope, the object appears larger because the microscope magnifies that you see. Why we use microscope? Microscope has a quality to appear objects much larger. The objects that we cannot see through our eyes, we use microscope, and microscope appear that objects very big, very clear. The most common type of microscope is called light microscope because it uses light to illuminate the object. The most common type of microscope is light microscope, and light microscope is using everywhere. Next, see the structure of light microscope. This is light microscope. So let's see its parts. Students, how we use microscope? First of all, we take a slide. This slide is made of glass. Then we put our material on the slide. After that, we put cover slip on the slide. This is our first step, in which we take a slide and put our material on the slide, then cover the object with cover slip. Next, this part of microscope is called stage, and these are the clip of stage. We put our slide on the stage and by using these clips. After, this part of microscope is called mirror, and this is used to transfer light. So light is transferred from this mirror, and then this light passes through the object. These are light rays, and this portion of microscope is called lens. These are called objective lens. There are different kinds of lens are present in the microscope, and we use a special kind of lens. Here we are using 10x. This lens we are using, and the power of this lens is 10x. Then the light rays pass through this object. By passing from this object, the light rays enter the objective lens. This is also a lens, and then also part of objective lens. The light rays are passing through a objective lens. This is eyepiece. Eyepiece is that portion of microscope from where we see. हम जहाँ से देखते हैं उस पोर्शन को eyepiece बोलते हैं. The light rays bypassing through objective lens enter in eyepiece, and from eyepiece these light rays enter in our eyes, and we can see the object under the microscope. This is the function of microscope. First of all, object is put on the stage. The light rays passes from the object, then enter into objective lens, after in eyepiece, and then enter in our eyes, and we can see the object that is present on the slide. So students, these are the different parts of light microscope, like mirror, diaphragm, stage clips, objective lens, eyepiece, and knobs. These knobs are used to manage the slide. We can move the slide upward and move the slide here and there by using both of these knobs. These parts are described in this paragraph. You will read it and learn it. Next, open page number 20. Our next topic is animal cells versus plant cells. We have read about animals and plants. They are multicellular organisms because they are made up of many types of cells. That's why they are called multicellular organism. Now let's read about their cells. These are two different kinds of cells. This is animal cells and this is plant cell. Now read these parts. The outer layer of cell is called cell membrane. This is called cell membrane. Cell membrane protects the internal parts of the cell, and it prevents the exchanging of material in between the cell and the environment. Next, this portion of cell is called cytoplasm. It's a jelly-like substance, and it has all organelles of the cells. Next, this part of cell is called nucleus. Nucleus is the part of cell that contains information. It has all information about the life. Next, this portion is called vacuole, and vacuole is used to store excess amount of water. This is the animal cells, and animal cells have nucleus in the center. Now comes to the plant cell. This is plant cell. Plant cells have a vacuole in the center, while animal cells have a nucleus in the center. Vacuole use excess amount of water. Nucleus is the messenger of cells, means it contains all information about the cell. And this outer covering is called cell membrane that protects the internal part of the cells. Next, this outer membrane is called the cell wall. Cell wall is absent in animal cells but present in plant cells. Cell wall gives structure to the plant cells. It provides support or rigidity to plant cells. What is this? This is chloroplast. What is chloroplast? Students, you know that plants are autotrophs, means plants prepare their own food by a process called photosynthesis. To carry out photosynthesis, plants have chloroplast. Chloroplast is an organelle that contains a chemical called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs sunlight and takes part in the process called photosynthesis. That's why plant cells have chloroplast in their cells. So, this is the difference between animal cells and plant cells. Yes, students, this is our topic, animal cells and versus plant cells, in which we have read about different organelles like nucleus, that is the control center of the cell. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance. Cell membrane is the outer covering of the cell, and cell wall is the covering that is present outside of the cell membrane. Next, chloroplast, that is present in the plant cells that have a chemical called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll helps in the process called photosynthesis. Next, we have read about vacuole. Vacuole are present in both cells, animal cells and plant cells. This vacuole is used to store the amount of water. This is the information and this is the comparison between animal cells and versus plant cells. I hope you will understand this. Thank you.